Saying kid. Yeah, 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 yeah. Stop playing, nigga. Stop playing, nigga.
This is the story of Monique Smith and Jorrell Draogan Glenn, a married couple from Arlington, Texas, who had ties to the street life. They were parents to 3 children. On January 25, 2024, both Monique and Jorrell were found dead in their apartment, along with another man, Joseph Cartwright, a mobile barber who just happened to be there that day. Not long after Monique and Jorrell met with an associate, Larry Reed, a man with a violent history, recently released from prison after serving 11 years for murder and shooting another man. All 3, Monique, Jorrell, and Joseph, would be found dead inside the home. What took place inside that apartment, and what could drive someone to take 3 lives? Welcome to Viral Crimes. Subscribe and hit the bell icon for more stories. This story takes us to Arlington, Texas. 29-year-old Monique Smith lived with her husband, 31-year-old Jorrell Glenn, and their 3 children. 2 of their children were from prior relationships, and the couple shared 1 child together. The couple married on February 6, 2022. Monique was employed as a caregiver at Bethesda Gardens Assisted Living, a senior living facility in Arlington. 31-year-old Jorrell Glenn was Monique's husband. Jorrell, also known by the nickname Hood Rich, maintained a strong presence on social media, where he frequently showcased large amounts of cash and luxury items.
I always like talking, cuz. If it ain't about this, I don't want to talk, cuz. I'm just chill, stay out the way, trying to beat this case and get these blue strips. I got some old honey.
His posts often featured him flashing stacks of money and jewelry.
Let's see what she take this. To quit her job.
Yeah. You want some drink?
Yeah, sweet me up.
Let me get 2 sweet teas.
Medium or large?
Medium.
Okay, anything else?
That's it.
60.
Did she say 60?
That hoe said 60.
No, she didn't say that.
Can they see?
58 or 97.
I'm gonna give you all this if you quit.
Huh?
You gotta quit though.
Give it to me, I'll quit.
Look at your nose. She was gonna chase the bag.
Give me a little bit for my cataract though. Any sauce for y'all?
Any sauce?
On the set.
Ranch, tartar sauce.
Yeah, I just
sauce,
jumped on her. Yeah, I gotta go
ketchup.
look at it. I'm finna post it right now. She finna take the cash, cuz. I'm just saying, she said, give it to me right now. And I'll leave. I'm just saying.
Based on his online activity, it appeared he was involved in the street lifestyle, with multiple posts suggesting a connection to activities outside of traditional employment. It looks cool and feels cool living the street life when you've got a name, but the same people that praise you be the same ones to turn on you and leave you hanging behind walls, or be the same person messing with your female when you're in the ground. The same person people think is a killer, so cold real, probably never been through something to test his hand and what he stands for. But soon that judge is looking you in the eyes and trying to give you that time, you're ready to tell. I feel you, you want to go home. But this life doesn't come with a diploma or raise. Either you make it out, lay down, or lay in your grave. When you go fill out for a job, they tell you the ins and outs, just like we've seen different outcomes in the streets. So you know what it comes with. The games messed up the killers are telling, and that's dangerous as hell. They're willing to kill a person both ways. It's not funny, that stuff hurts when you really stand for this, when you've really been through it, even if you're not deep in. He was known as a family man and had several posts of him playing with his children.
But you do know who I'm talking about. Shut your ass up before I get to talking shit about you. You don't want me to expose you.
He played an active role in raising their children and maintaining the household. Monique and Jorrell were described as having a stable, loving relationship. They resided in the Chatham Green Village apartment complex in Arlington, Texas. Both Monique Smith and Jorrell Glenn were known to associate with individuals whose backgrounds and activities raised concerns among those close to them. While the couple maintained a public image of a family-oriented household, their connections to certain individuals involved in street activity and questionable behavior were noted by some in their community. These associations, combined with Jorrell's visible ties to street culture and his frequent display of cash and material wealth on social media, contributed to an environment that may have attracted unwanted attention. Tragically, these connections appeared to play a role in the events that unfolded on January 25, 2024. It was just past 8:30 p.m. when the calm of a quiet Arlington evening was shattered. Gunshots rang out through the Chatham Green Village apartment complex, sharp, sudden, and terrifying. Tragedy had struck in the home that Monique shared with her husband Jorrell. In mere moments, 3 lives were stolen in a brutal act of violence that would haunt the community and ripple far beyond the crime scene. Inside that apartment were Monique Smith and Jorrell Glenn, a married couple deeply in love, and their friend, Shannon Jones. What began as a peaceful night ended in unimaginable horror. Neighbors, startled by the chaos, rushed to their phones and dialed 911. When police arrived, they walked into a scene that would chill even the most seasoned officers. At the entrance of the apartment lay 29-year-old Shannon Jones, lifeless in the doorway. Inside, they discovered Monique Elaine Smith, also 29, already deceased. Her husband, 31-year-old Jorrell Glenn, was still alive but gravely wounded. He was rushed to a nearby hospital, but tragically, he would not survive. Amidst the violence and bloodshed, 2 young children were found inside the apartment. Miraculously, they were unharmed, spared physically, but now forever scarred by what they had witnessed. Witnesses reported seeing a man fleeing the scene just moments after the gunfire. One of the victims, Shannon Jones, a 29-year-old Mobile barber, had only been visiting friends that evening. According to those who knew him and neighbors who spoke up, Jones was in the wrong place at the wrong time, caught in the crossfire of something far more sinister.
Arlington police are still looking for the person responsible for shooting and killing 3 people in an apartment complex last night. Police say young children witnessed the shooting.
Stephen, Arlington police, they were back out at that apartment complex this afternoon talking to neighbors and hopefully locating surveillance video. Right now, police, they're only releasing a vague description. They say witnesses told them a man dressed in all black was seen running from the scene.
I've been over here 3 years and never had any issues ever, not once. So it's really scary.
It was eerily quiet Friday afternoon when Kiana Walker took her dog outside. But less than 24 hours ago, she says outside her apartment was chaos. Quickly learning a triple murder took place just feet away.
We saw all the lights and then we just saw cops, flashlights going by our window.
Just after 8:30 p.m. Thursday, Arlington police were called out to an apartment complex near Matlock Road and Arbrook Boulevard. A 29-year-old man was found shot and killed outside an apartment where the door was kicked in. Once officers entered the apartment, they discovered the couple who lived there, a 31-year-old man and a 29-year-old woman, had also been shot. The couple died from their injuries. The woman's 2 children were also in the apartment. They were not hurt, but police say they likely witnessed the violence. Police believe the suspect forced his way in.
We believe that the incident occurred due to high-risk drug activity.
Police didn't elaborate on a possible motive, only saying evidence found on scene leads them to believe the triple murder is drug-related. In a press conference Friday afternoon, the Arlington Police Department says the couple living at the apartment likely knew the killer.
It was callous, it was heinous, and it was ruthless.
Police did confirm the 29-year-old man lying outside the apartment was an acquaintance visiting the couple.
He's a mobile barber.
Family members tell Fox 4 the 29-year-old is Shannon Jones. His mother says the man living at the complex was one of Shannon's clients. Shannon leaves behind a 5-year-old son and a 1-month-old baby girl.
He had an appointment. The guy had an appointment. So Shannon goes to cut his hair, and in the midst of that, something was going on and he was leaving. But I can't confirm that because, like I said, I wasn't there. Hope they have some time to reflect on what they did and what they took from us.
Now, the two children who were in the apartment, again, they are safe tonight. Police released them to other family members.
Authorities quickly identified a suspect, 29-year-old Larry Dwayne Reed, an African-American male with a violent past and a long criminal record. His record revealed a disturbing truth: Reed was a convicted murderer. He had previously pled guilty to the murder of 18-year-old Obeth Hernandez in 2014. Hernandez was fatally shot in the chest and abdomen, and a 21-year-old man was wounded in the 1600 block of Geraldine Court in June 2012. Reed was sentenced to 11 years in prison and waived his right to a jury trial. Records show he was released on December 13 after completing his sentence. Yet somehow, just 1 month after being released, he was now connected to a second horrific killing spree. Investigators even found evidence suggesting Reed had access to a cell phone while in prison, raising more questions about what he was planning and who may have helped him.
The ball got dropped.
Sherry Siegelin spent 17 years as a correctional officer in the Texas prison system and says having a cell phone in prison is a third-degree felony, punishable by 2 to 10 years in jail. She says the state had sufficient evidence in their hands to elongate Reed's sentence, potentially preventing those killings.
His cell phones are not something that you can just walk down to the commissary and get.
But WFAA learned Monday that Reed never faced any penalty for this. A Texas Department of Criminal Justice official told our news desk Reed illegally had a cell phone, that an investigation was done and sent to the Office of Inspector General, who would build a case for the agency's Special Prosecution Unit, which tries crimes behind bars. But an official for that unit told us it never received a case involving Reed ever, signaling the investigation never made it beyond the Office of the Inspector General. Reed had a flat discharge last December. The homicides took place the following month.
I don't know. I'm almost at a loss for words. To me, it just doesn't make sense. That's a black eye for the agency.
We've contacted the Office of Inspector General several times asking for more information about this incident, and we are still waiting to hear back.
As the manhunt intensified, multiple credible tips led U.S. Marshals to a home in Greenville, Mississippi, where Reed was eventually arrested. After a brief but intense search, law enforcement took him into custody without incident.
A previously convicted murderer is back in custody again, this time charged with a triple murder. U.S. Marshals apprehended Larry Reed in Mississippi. He will be brought back to Texas to face charges for last month's shooting at an apartment complex that ended with 3 people dead. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager is in Arlington tonight. She spoke with the mother of one of the victims. Peyton.
Stephen, the Arlington Police Department tells me it received multiple tips in this investigation that connected Larry Reed to the triple murder. One of the tips helped U.S. Marshals pinpoint a home in Mississippi. Inside, Larry Reed was hiding out. 6 weeks after convicted killer, 29-year-old Larry Reed was released from state prison. He's now accused of shooting and killing 3 people at an Arlington apartment complex. A manhunt was underway since the January 25th triple murder. Tuesday, U.S. Marshals found Reed at a home in Greenville, Mississippi.
They got a breakthrough they needed when they received a tip from a caller who pointed them in the right direction of Larry Reed.
According to an arrest warrant affidavit Fox 4 obtained on Tuesday, a witness stated Larry Reed also went by the name Crip. Arlington police wanted to protect the identity of the person who revealed Reed's location, so the majority of the witness's information was redacted. A tipster also told police Reed shot the 31-year-old victim who lived at the apartment. Investigators believe Reed and the unidentified 31-year-old victim knew each other, and high-risk drug activity may have been involved. Police say Reed continued to fire at others in the apartment. 29-year-old Monique Smith was also fatally shot. Smith's 2 children were not hurt. The third victim was 29-year-old Shannon Jones. His family says he's a mobile barber and he was just visiting the apartment.
I just don't know where to go from here.
Jones's mother says the news of the arrest was a slight sigh of relief.
I was worried that if he did that, what else is he gonna do? Is he gonna come here for us? I just feel like they slapped him on the wrist and told him, okay, go to timeout, and when timeout is over with, you just come back here. That's not working for me.
The U.S. Marshals also tells me there was a short standoff today in Mississippi when they were taking Reed into custody. They tell me he was hiding out in the attic, so marshals had to force their way inside the home and arrest him. He will now be transferred here to Tarrant County.
For the families left behind, the arrest brought a complicated sense of closure. Further investigation revealed that Reed had a personal connection to at least one of the victims. Authorities also uncovered evidence suggesting high-risk drug activity may have been involved, casting a dark shadow over the case and adding even more complexity to an already devastating tragedy. 3 lives lost, 2 children left behind, 1 community shaken, and a suspect with a violent past who never should have been free. My condolences to the friends and family of the victim. May you continue to heal and one day find peace. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.